what's up guys? Welcome back. This is your friendly neighborhood French Canadian, aka Vslayer. So this weekend we got some news about the Mortal Kombat movie, and because I didn't cover this yet on this channel, I figured I would also talk about the leaks that came from Dvdgamescenter, so you know, the known leaker who got Terminator Rambo Molina right, and also the one who says he knows the new story mode that's coming out in 2021 for MK11. So New York Comic Con was hosting, you know, this event online because obviously because of the pandemic we can't have an actual in-person Comic-Con hosted at a convention center as usual. And because of that, Grace Randolph and Jackie Aizawa were able to interview Ed Boon and ask him a lot about MK11, and also they got him to spill a bit of information about the upcoming Mortal Kombat movie that is supposed to release in January 2021. So first I'm gonna go over what Ed Boon said, what this means for the movie, and then we'll go over all the juicy leaks. So what's interesting is that he said that he cannot give us a date of when it'll be released. There's already a release date, as I just said, January 2021. So I think the issue here is because of the pandemic, right? Because they probably don't want to put it on a streaming service. They want to give it a theater release, but they don't know when they'll be able to do that. So either they'll put it on a streaming service like Netflix or maybe even YouTube, where you have to pay to rent it, which honestly would be the best case scenario, because you know what happened with Mulan, you know, people paying $30 for it. Like, no one is gonna pay $30 to watch one movie. But if they make it available to rent, let's say on YouTube for like, you know, $5 or $10 or however it usually costs. You know, I'm a boomer, I don't rent movies on the internet. Then I feel that would be more profitable, you know, if they can't get a theater release, because that would be really great. I really want to see this movie in theaters personally. And he also mentioned that he saw a cut of the movie, so not a final cut, which means, you know, maybe there's more editing to be done, there's more special effects to be added in, and I think reshoots are not really probable at this point. But it's safe to say that everything has been filmed in the movie is really close to being done, so now it's, you know, in post-production. And now that got them really excited, because they understand, you know, the movie is finished, which means we're likely to see a release soon, right? And I just want to point out also that they asked him to choose between Injustice 3 and the movie. So like, do they have information that we don't have? Is it likely that the next NRS project is going to be Injustice? I'm not sure if this was, you know, their way of teasing it, because obviously these interviews are scripted in a way. The fact that, you know, he chose the MK movie because he didn't want to talk about Injustice, or he couldn't talk about Injustice, is really interesting to me, and I really hope that it's the next game in line. As much as I'm enjoying Mortal Kombat, you know, Injustice 2 was a bit of a disappointment personally. Like, I really loved the selection of characters, but the gameplay was really not my jam, as it were, where they take Injustice 3, especially like on the next gen consoles. So let's talk about MK movie leaks. Now, a lot of you may be disappointed if you haven't read this yet, and if you don't want to get spoiled, then please click away right now, and thank you for watching if you don't want these spoiled. But I'm going to read you like a couple of paragraphs that Dvdgamescenter wrote. And now you're gonna notice there is a lot of retcon, like a lot. So the cast written on their IMDb page is Sonya, Scorpion, Raiden, Jax, Liu Kang, Sub-Zero, Kano, Shang Tsung, Kung Lao, Melina, Nitara, and this one woman who has no character beside it. I'm thinking it may be Katana. And then Louis Tan, I think, plays Cole Turner, the new main character. And notice how there is no Johnny Cage at all. This is what Dvdgamescenter says. The movie starts with an ancient scene in a Roman gladiator arena. Raiden is there with the Roman emperor, and fighters are fighting to the death in order to obtain a medallion that will allow them to participate in Mortal Kombat for Earthrealm. Raiden is pretty cruel in this. We see some flashbacks of Scorpion, and then cut to modern times. We meet a down-on-his-luck boxer, Cole Moreno, in Philadelphia. So in the former script, his name was Cole Turner, but they changed it to Cole Moreno, whose wife had died and he can't make money. He has a little daughter, Emily, and his mother-in-law, who has custody, despises him. He owns such a medallion, handed to him through paternal ancestry. We see him losing fights and living in a very unhealthy apartment. Jax has tracked down his medallion and comes to his apartment to question Cole about Sonya and Kano, and if he has any connection to them. He arrests Cole and takes him with a military convoy of armored vehicles. On the way to the military facility where they want to take Cole, they cross a big bridge and everyone notices it starts to get foggy and chilly. It's like a horror scene, and you know what's going to happen. Turns out Shao Kahn assassins have been taking out humans who owned the medallions in order to prevent them from fighting in the tournament. Sub-Zero wrecks all the armored vehicles and the Special Forces members die. He battles Jax as Cole falls in the water and runs home. So now I'm curious here, does he run on the water on his way home? Just kidding. But I think a few things are weird in here. Like, why would Jax arrest Cole? Like, what's his probable cause? Is it because his fights are actually illegal street fights? Or is he actually a boxer, which is not really specified here? So that's why I'm a bit confused by that part. And he also specifically states in this leak that Sonya is not in the Special Forces and that Kano is not evil and that Kano and Sonya work together. Now, I'm thinking this happens because there is no Johnny Cage, right? Maybe he'll appear at the end of the movie, but this is a huge retcon. I'm not sure how fans will feel about this. Like, I really don't mind because I love Kano as a character and he has a lot of potential, but it's not because Johnny Cage is not in this movie that they had to take Sonya out of the Special Forces. Like, is this supposed to be, you know, prequel, and these are the events that will lead her to be in the Special Forces, and then Kano will turn evil and then go in the Black Dragon, and then Johnny Cage will, you know, end up maybe having a cameo at the end of the movie. Now, this is what I think is most probable. It doesn't mean it's true, but if these leaks are true, then I think that's probably what they're going for. You know, they did say that they want to make more than one MK movie, so to me this is probably treated like a prequel, you know, because we see that Sub-Zero attacks them, so Sub-Zero being evil, it makes sense with the prequels. I want to talk about the main character, Cole Moreno, which again, I think fans will not be super happy about this. So the leaker says Cole Moreno is his own character. He kind of takes stuff away from Takeda from the games, who is like a son figure for Scorpion. So this character becomes a son figure for Scorpion. I'm pretty sure they will make him playable in the next games. Now, I don't know about this. I mean, obviously, if the character becomes really popular and people like him, I see it happening because, you know, they did make all the combat kids playable in X and then 2 of them playable in MK11. You know, NRS really likes to make their own characters. We don't have an actual boxer in the game. So, I mean, I'm all for it, honestly, if he's interesting. I'm fine with it. And then he says, chances also for Natara, Reiko, Draman, Rain, even though I know Ed doesn't really like Draman or Natara. They changed Sonya and Kano's relationship. They probably thought there was no time to develop that, or that it has already been done too much. So it's interesting, they were probably thinking about writing Sonya and Kano in a relationship, which again would make sense, you know, if this is a prequel, but it is what it is. Now, I don't know what he means when he talks about Natara, Reiko, and Draman. Like, does he mean they will make an appearance in the movie or in the next game? Because either way, like, Natara maybe, Reiko maybe, but Draman, I don't know, man. People put a lot of stock in those leaks and all the 3D era characters that no one really enjoyed that much, or that didn't really become extremely popular. You know, they're all saying that they're coming in this expanded Aftermath 2.0 story mode. But to me personally, that is really, really iffy. Like, no one cares about Haven, no one cares about Dagon, no one cares about Draman. No, NRS is not going to put them as playable characters in their game. You know, I could be proven wrong, of course. NRS goes with characters that are the most popular characters they want to put in the game, and then their own characters. And, of course, guest characters. So that leaves, you know, little room for 3D era characters that no one has thought about in years, you know what I mean? So anyways, let me know what you think about this. What you think about a possible Injustice 3, about the MK movie coming out very, very soon, and all the retcons that may be in the movie if these leaks are true. So take care, everyone. Have an awesome Tuesday. I'll see you all very soon.